So let's start. Let's start our conference. And my name is Olga Bondareva, and I'm one of the orgs of this conference. And I would like to share my screen and start our conference today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to speak English today, obviously, and we are going to have a recording. I can see a lot of questions about the recording, and we will send it to all of the participants who registered, and you will get it for sure. And you will have it. And also, we are going to have brilliant speakers today. You can see in the program of the conference, and for sure you can just stay with us and and listen for them. And I will start with my presentation about social selling is the post-pandemic world. Actually, what has changed? Yes, let's talk about that. First of all, I would like to say a couple of words about myself. My name is Olga Bondareva, and I'm co-founder and CEO of modumup. This is social selling agency. And what we do is we develop personal profiles of B2B companies representatives to generate leads and to build the network with potential customers. So before my own business, I used to work for Microsoft, and I was social media lead in Central and Eastern Europe region. And there I first kind of met this social selling approach. And now in our agency, we already have a lot of experience with different customers, different companies, and we develop our own social selling approach. And I would love to share it with you. First of all, after pandemic, what has changed in social selling? First of all, we can see more personal content on LinkedIn. I think that people are tired of just professional, formal communication, and they would like to bring something personal, some emotions, some lifestyle content on LinkedIn. And you can see it there. If you scroll your newsfeed, you can find a lot of personal content. And this is very important change. More networking, of course. People would like to network on LinkedIn because it was a lockdown, especially in Western Europe and some other countries. And people just wanted to, to connect, wanted to talk to each other. That's why networking is becomes more popular on LinkedIn, and a lot of people they discuss in the comments or in personal messages, so you can start communication and networking with people you are interested in. So LinkedIn also has some other features that can help you to show that you are the real person and you're alive. You can show for example, how you behave, show your emotions, and maybe you can even tell your story and introduce yourself to your potential customers using these features. One of these features is cover story. You can add it on mobile app, LinkedIn mobile app, and you can record the video where you, for example, say something about what you do, about your product, services, or maybe you organize some events or podcasts or whatever. You can edit, and this way you will show that you're alive, you're real, because this is important, because on LinkedIn there are a lot of bots, a lot of spam, and you need to show that you're alive and you are a real person, not just some automatical account who sells spam. What else can show you that can show the users of LinkedIn that you are the real person is creator mode. This is a special mode. You can turn it on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn users will see some topics you talk about, for example, cloud, innovations, etc. And they can see your content a bit up on the top of the page. They will see your content, your posts, or whatever you would like to feature on your page. And this is a very good mode for those who are content makers, content creators. If you not just spam on LinkedIn, you create content, you show your expertise, you can turn it on. What else is important in social selling on LinkedIn right now? First of all, of course, this is mostly about building long-term relationships, not just about very fast results and about just lead generation using some spam mechanics and getting a few leads spamming. This is more about your reputation and building relationship, building your network. So what you can do, you can like and comment professional and personal posts of your target audience. You can reply on stories, because stories is also a very good format. And when you reply, you start the personal conversation with your potential customers. You can make small talk, you can implement some lead generation tactics, but do it very carefully, because this is important, not to be very pushy. But we'll discuss some other situations like this, and how you can do it, how this process can look like. First, this is one of the many variations you can use, of course. And first of all, what you can do is start with liking or commenting of the post of your potential customers, and you can follow their profile. Only after that, when you follow and you interacted somehow with the content of this person, you can start with sending the connection request. And you you should think you can add the notes and with some small talk with personalized message, or you can send connection request without any. And on the third step, it's better to continue with personalized message, and with based on the business goals of a particular customer. You can, for example, research his or her page or company's website or company's social media, or some maybe news in just usual media. And you can start with this personalized message and qualifying question. And after that, of course, many people, they reply, but even more, they don't reply, and they ignore you. And you should continue with follow-ups and send them valuable content, which can help them with their business goals, and the case studies. This is one of the approaches you can use. And I would like to show you some of our case studies, which were done for Russian companies, but for the purpose to start some work on the international markets. First one is the logistics support for foreign companies in Russian market. So we work with DAC. This is the Russian logistic company, one of the hugest ones. You probably know this company. And our target audience was heads of logistics and e-commerce in the following industries, right? E-commerce and logistics. And we were interested in some large and medium-sized companies. And our purpose was to find partners who would like to start selling in Russian markets, who would like to just expand their business to Russian markets. And what we've done here, we communicated with these potential customers. We prepared expert and personal content to show that this page is alive, that this is the real person, and here is the expert. And we grow the target audience, of course, and interact with this audience with likes and comments. And what kind of results do we have here? We have quite many leads. I would say 29 leads in this project. It's of course, it's not like as many as we could have if it was, for example, B2C project, but for B2B, it's quite good. And for the international e-commerce, for large companies from e-commerce, this is a very good results. And we've got interesting partnerships from this activity. And I would like to show you the location of the leads by countries. That we had many leads from Germany, from the UK, US, and some from France and other countries. And here you can see what kind of companies, what kind of countries, I mean, they showed the best interest in our offer. And what worked well and still working well in this project, this is first of all messages where we get to the point, just without long small talks, without long lead nurturing. We just get to the point and start with our business questions and offers. This is interesting. And also, what else works? Some requests to recommend a person in the company with whom we could discuss our question. For example, if the person we reach out to is not relevant, we can ask, could you recommend someone else? And they recommend, and it works well. I will show you some examples. Of course, follow-ups. This is very important on LinkedIn, because without them, it's impossible to work. And because if we are talking about the first message, many potential customers ignore it. So also some small talk and informal communication, mostly in comments and in personal messages, also helped us to start conversation with those who we are interested in, some large e-commerces. I would like to show you some examples of follow-ups. For example, we started with the like the message in the style where we get to the point, and we are talking about the potential partnership. Then we follow up with more details, and we just tell some numbers. And after that, this person becomes interested and asks us to send more details on email, and then we have some calls, etc. And they become our partners. So different example is redirect to another decision maker. For example, we start with David from one large e-commerce, and David says that this is interesting, but reach out to Derek, and we continue with Derek. First of all, we send just general message, but after that, we tell him that David advised me to contact you. And after that, when we when we mention David, because David is a bit higher in terms of his position at the company, Derek just starts apologizing and gives us many details that they are very interested in entering Russian market, and they would love to discuss. And we start the discussion, of course. As for content, what we can say here, what works well? Of course, when we highlight some achievements of the company and personal Evgeny's achievements, it works very well and users love it. Storytelling is also very effective. Some company news, some interesting posts about Russian market specifics, Russian e-commerce and retail market, some innovations in logistics and e-commerce, work-life balance content, and video content, because LinkedIn really prioritizes video content right now, and it works very well. What doesn't work? If we share someone else's content with comments, it doesn't work. If we use some stock pictures, it also doesn't work, because LinkedIn loves your own pictures, your own videos. And if you use YouTube link instead of uploading videos directly to LinkedIn. And what are the next steps for this project? We experimenting and testing new hypotheses, and this project is continuing. And one more case study here is about video conferencing partners. Video conferencing partners is a project with Netronics. This is general distributor of Vinteo video conferencing solutions. And there we were looking for system integrators in India and Middle East Africa to find some partners who could sell our video conferencing solutions. And what we've done, we found some target partners who deal with video conferencing, mostly with Cisco and Polycom, and we communicated with them and offered partnership to them, and we prepared regular content. And here we used different tactics, two different tactics, and I will show you the results of both of them. First tactic is just partnership offer. We started with these partnership communications, and we've got quite many potential partners who wanted to discuss, who wanted to have a call with our customer and with Grigory, right? And who wanted to continue the conversation about partnership, because it was very relevant message to them, because they already work with some video conferencing solutions. Next, tactic was a bit different, and it showed higher conversions in terms of response rate and conversion rates, because we also, what we've done, we suggested that we will give them some marketing budget if they agree to be partners and to sell video conferencing solution of Vinteo. And also we add the urgency effect to the communication, and we said that this offer is limited, and if you don't reply until the end of the week, you are not in the list of the potential customers. So it's increased the conversion, and we got some additional leads from this mechanic. This is one of the examples when the Indian partner announced our partnership. So you can see that this partner shows that they are very excited about this partnership, and they share it with their followers and their audience. I would like to show you some message examples and some follow-ups. For example, we start with this short message where we just get to the point and start with the partnership offer. And partners usually are interested, but sometimes they need some follow-ups, because of course, it's usually how it works. People often ignore the messages, but when we mention something about their market, like we are looking for partners in India specifically, they reply, and we start our conversation. And what works well here, and messages where we get to the point, as in the previous case study, the urgency effect and very good and valuable offer for the partners, and follow-ups, of course, as usual. And in terms of the content, what works well, personal, inspirational content. For example, Grigory is a volunteer and in rescue team, and some polls, company news and announcements. And what doesn't work well, of course, theoretical posts about video conferencing, they don't work very good, and shares of someone else's content. And as for the next steps, here we have quite a successful case study, because customer decided to open representative offices in the target countries, for example, in India and some other countries. And they are going to continue business in these countries, and even make it stronger and more active. So thank you. There are my contacts. You can reach out to me and ask some questions, and I will just look at the chat and answer some other questions during the next presentations.